Welcome tonight, everyone, to Woodfield Monroe Memorial Park. Welcome to New Vision Video. I'm Andy Shoemaker along with Chuck Roberts and Joe Eddy, and we'll be here tonight broadcasting your game live from Woodsfield. Tonight's game is two 2-0 teams, the 2-0 River Pilots versus the 2-0 Monroe Central Seminoles, both coming off impressive wins last week. River upending their arch rival Magnolia, and Monroe Central with a surprisingly easy but dominating performance against the Shadyside Tigers. Tonight's game also matches two of the Ohio Valley's premier quarterbacks. Sophomore of the year a few years ago, Jason Rosnick, against our big Michael Joris. Chuck, what do you feel tonight's keys to the game are?
Well, Andy, I think the biggest key tonight will be experience. I know both teams have the majority of their starters back from last year, but Monroe Central played 4 more ball games against quality opponents and gained valuable experience, and the only way you're going to get that is going on the field and playing it. And I think you'll see that experience show up here tonight. So we'll just tee her up and see what happens.
Big crowd on hand tonight. Big rival, it's Monroe County Bowl number 1. Of course, the Blue Devils come in later at week 10, but this River Monroe Central matchup is big time. Out there at school today, there was a lot of friendly rivalry going on out there, and we're ready to tee it up. Kicking off for the Pilots will be number 30, Robert Oldfield. Wilson takes it from his own 10 up to the 35, where they'll start 1st and 10.
Well, a shoelace tackle there. I believe it was by number 30, Robert Oldfield.
Opening it up at quarterback, of course, is Michael Joris. Along the offensive line, be right tackle Nate Schauber, right guard TJ Stevens, center John Michael Spielman, left guard Tyler Shoemaker, left tackle, I believe that's Sean 80. Tight end, one of the Millers. In the backfield is Gabe Gordon Wilson, along with Chris Yoho to wing. Quick toss to Wilson left. He'll be up the field for about a 2-yard gain.
84 Whitlack in on a stop there. Come up real nice to make a stop on that.
River, pretty strong defense they feel they have. They give up an average of 10 points per game, although that's early in the season. Gave up 13 last week against Magnolia, I believe, and was able to shut down Frontier. We got trips right, Joris in the shotgun.
Number 30 Oldfield in on a stop.
Good coverage downfield by the Pilots. Nobody was open. Michael decided to take what he had up the middle. It's better than a sack. Gives us a 3rd down and 4. Like Coach LaCosta said there against Shadyside, he said the first drive is always sets the tempo for the game. And that goes the same for River. I'm sure they'll want a 3 and out, and we'd like to have a 1st down here.
Yeah, if they come up with a big stop here, a big momentum builder for them. Wilson got a nice hold there, had a nice block.
He stepped out to 40, but man, there was a big hole over there, Chuck.
Yeah, that offensive line really done a job on that.
George back, wide open Conrad.
Good for another 1st down, Andy.
Yeah, nothing fancy about that, Chuck. Conrad split out. They got to respect his speed and ability, so the defender backed off. George laid it out there in the flat, and a nice, about a 15-yard pickup.
Looks like the offense might be starting to gel a little bit. It's always a little slower to come along than the defense. They looked real good last week. Nice hole for Wilson again, the left side. Looks like he got about 8 or 9.
Yeah, like you said, Chuck, the offense seems like they left off what they did last week against Shadyside, totally dominating the line of scrimmage and moving right down the field here. And boy, when you come up with the 2nd and 2, that makes the play calling pretty easy.
Nice. Who is that? 59. Carroll? Chris Carroll done a nice job plugging the hole on that, Andy.
Yeah, it looked like
it went big too.
Excuse me there, Chuck. Looked like they tried to come back with a trap to the right, and the defensive player for River was able to just plug the hole up, and as a defensive lineman, that's all you have to do. You don't have to make every tackle, and then you find out that your teammates are there to help you out, and Wilson's not going to go down with the first hit, but there was a lot of white jerseys around the ball there. So 3rd and about 4. Gordon up the middle. He'll be up close to the first down, Chuck, although I believe he may be a little short.
Got a good second effort on that.
Lance and I stood up here last year, and we take bets on whether we thought it was a first down or not, but being how that ball's right on the line, it looks to me the first down mark is beyond the line, made it easy for the officials to make that call. But they will go for it. Big key 4th down play here. Big George right up the middle.
He reached for it.
He didn't get much.
And I'm sure he's got it, but he had to reach for it to get it. Rivers front line there done a nice job of plugging that up.
Right, they was able to get lower than our line and force our offensive lineman to stand up, and George really had no place to go, but like I said, he didn't need much.
You know, Andy, Monroe really can't afford a letdown because this River team is quite capable of coming out and getting the job done, and I'm sure Coach Snively's got them ready. He's got them prepared for it.
But that won't be the case this drive, Chuck, as we keep this one going. But I know what you're saying, Chuck. I think this River offense, he'll go from anywhere to twins to trips to run and shoot style offense. And they could probably, be explosive from any part on the field.
Oh, you're right, and I think our secondary will probably get a test tonight.
Just another quick toss to Wilson there, and Gabe Gordon, the fullback, was leading the play, but their defensive end, number 84, Whitlash, was able to step up and turn that inside, and as a defensive end, that's exactly what you need to do.
Yeah, if you can contain inside, keep them inside, you have help.
That's right. Looks like River did their scouting, or studied their scouting report, because we run a lot of quick tosses with Wilson, and they seem to be ready for it.
Little underthrown there.
Not bad coverage by number 22 for River. That'd be Matt Abbott. Number 11, Josh Ishii, really hasn't been a go-to guy yet this year. I'm sure before too long that he'll get more touches, and I think that is a big part of our offense to make sure Ishii does get his touches.
Oh, you're right. You're right. He had a big year last year for us when Adam Conrad went down due to injury. He stepped up and got the job done. And just look for him to break out any time. And there it is.
You called her there, Chuck. Looked like we lined up Chris right, and Ishii kind of, he come out of the box a little bit slow, but I think that was part of the play where they get the other defenders off, and he slides out into the flat and kind of sneaks in there, and there he was, and he did make a nice catch here because George, he's got some heat on the ball when he gets it out there.
Yeah, and it was a little high, but he made a real nice catch on it. I'll tell you, Andy, Rivers' front line's playing well.
Right. They got a lot of white jerseys on the ball. I'm sure that's some sort of goal line defense, probably a 6-3. And when you're running 6-3 right there on the goal line, trying to run in between the tackles, there's a lot of white jerseys. So we'll see what Coach Acosta's got in his playbook here.
Staying with the quick toss.
All right.
That's some good lead blocking out there for him.
That's right. That's Chris Go out there knocking that corner out. Wilson saw a little hole there. He was able to slip in for the score.
There's that important first drive again, Andy, like we was talking about earlier.
Right, I'm sure that's exactly what we wanted to do. We won the coin toss. We took the ball downfield. Nice drive, Chuck, almost 5.5 minutes. TJ Stevens with the big booming extra point. Very big part of the game, as we found out these past few years. Never can say enough about that extra point. Never know when it might come back to haunt you, but TJ able to put your big leg into that one.
Improved quite a bit over the summer on that. That was a little bit of a problem last year for us. But this year we've been pretty solid on it.
So the sun's down now, Chuck. Everybody's settled in. We got a big 7-0 lead already. We'll see what the River offense has got. Michael George, he'll tee it off for the Seminoles. Able to put one in the end zone there, I believe, last week. And everybody knows how important good field position is. Of course, if he gets to the end zone, it's a dead ball, and he'll start from the 20. So that's always the goal for the kickoff team.
Yeah, he's been doing an excellent job. Kind of caught me by surprise this year when I come out and saw him kicking. Has a real strong leg. Another good kick. It's going to be at the 3.
That's Huffman up to about the 25-yard line. So
Travis Jones on the stop.
They'll start there, 1st and 10. Be Jason Rosnick in there, quarterback. I'll just have to see some of the starters as we go through here.
Rosnick's quite a weapon for him, Andy. He can pull it down and run it as well as throw it. I think he rushed for like 100 and some yards last week against Magnolia. He's definitely a threat.
That's always another weapon whenever your quarterback can run. But right now, TJ Stevens able to make the stop there right at the line of scrimmage. River with about average size up front, I believe. They got some 200-pounders, 2 1/4. So I think their offense is going to revolve around Rosnick in their passing game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Got Whitlock wide to the left here.
Yeah.
Nice hit there by Michael Spillman.
Gordon also right there. Really, Chuck, you'll give up that. Yeah, it's a pass completion, but he only gained 2 yards, so we'll take that. Spillman right on top of it there, even. from his defensive end spot. Big third down early for River.
Whitlock again. Looks like he got about 4 more out of that.
But not quite enough, Chuck. I know we're not in the NFL, but still these high school quarterbacks, you need 8, you throw for 4. I know you hope your player can make a few on his own, but you know that's not the case. But that'll bring up 4th down. Ishii and I believe the Brown dog back.
Nice punt. Would be Brown. River with good coverage. Recovered the ball. I think Rivers recovered it.
Brown trying to do maybe a little bit too much, didn't get the ball tucked away, but you know, give River credit down there, good coverage, and forced an early turnover. Main thing now is Brownie keeps his head up. It can happen to the best of them.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid on that force all year. I seen Coach down there talking to him, patting him on the head. He'll bounce back.
Holding.
Batted down by Chris Wilson.
I think
trying to go to Matt Abbott.
Yell holding, Coach, and Chuck. I believe John Michael Fielding got held on that play. Sorry to interrupt there, Chuck. That's number 20, Ron Warrington, able to pick up big yardage on 2nd down around left end.
Yeah, looks like he got about 8.5, 9 yards. He had a big game last week for him, I think, against Magnolia.
Right, he did. He's got a lot of speed, runs hard. Rumor this week was he hurt his knee. He wasn't sure if he'd be able to play, but we see now that might have just been a little something flying around your rumor mill. And we can see that he seems to be fine.
You don't think there would be games played, do you? Wozniak sneaks for, looks to be a 1st down.
Monroe Central defense seemed to be caught off guard a little bit there. Give up surprisingly easy, about 3-yard gain right up the middle. You always got to play your holes, play your gaps. Sometimes the plain old quarterback sneak gets overlooked.
Yes, it does. That's pretty uncharacteristic of Central's defense. They've been pretty solid up front. Looks like Wilson and Tyler Shoemaker on the stop.
Oldfield, he's a 205-pound fullback. He's a senior, and he did a nice job leading the play up there. I mean, they got a 3-yard gain, but you see now he's a pretty physical fullback, so our defensive ends have to be ready for that fullback and that lead blocker coming up through the hole.
Well, he kind of hesitated there before he went into the line.
Right. He didn't seem like he wanted to bounce it out, but he said no, it was sticking inside. But you and I both thought that River would be putting the ball in the air a little bit more tonight. But so far tonight, especially on this drive here, they've kept it on the ground and brings you up 3rd and 5. And I'd have to guess they'd go to the air this play. They're going Twins right. And I was wrong, Chuck, but maybe they should have went to the air. The shot was right there to make a big third down stop, but sure, unless they got a big-time kicker, it's 4 down territory. And Coach Snively, been around a long time, he sends the play in with Rosnick, and they'll be going for it.
Where Monroe Central's defense has got to suck it up and make a statement right here. Abbott in motion. Incomplete, nearly picked off by Ishii.
Ball thrown well behind the receiver, Casey Whitlash. Seminoles make a statement right there. After giving up 1 first down, they shut down the pilot offense, and they'll take over on downs at their own 15. But when you come out of a turnover like that on a short field, you got to be really proud of the defense there.
Yes, you do. That's quite an accomplishment against a good River team.
I wouldn't be surprised if Coach tries to open it up. He sends, just guessing here. Nope.
Nice hold.
Oh, Gordon!
Running hard.
Big Gabe putting his head down, running over some people. I know early in August there, the coaches got on Gordon and said, Gordon, you got to get tougher. And he knew he had to get tougher, and he got tougher. And it shows right there what hard work will do. Big 13-yard gain for Gabe Gordon.
Chris Wilson looks like he picked up about 2, maybe 3. He done a lot of cutting to get that.
Pick up 3 yards on the play.
You can say a little play like that, Chuck, that Wilson's got that niftiness about him. You really can't coach it. He just seems to have it. And a lot of times he'll pick up a lot of extra yards, them type of moves. Ooh. That's our tight end, Kenny Robinson. I believe Kenny's a junior. Big target for the Seminoles, 6'4". Ball wasn't quite where it needed to be, and Robinson wasn't able to adjust, but good defense by the Pilots. Bring up 3rd and 8, not 3rd and 7.
Conrad with a nice catch. Well-thrown ball. That was a well-thrown ball for Michael George.
That ball practically stuck right between the 2 and the 1 of Conrad. Couldn't help but catch it, but impressive throw and catch by the Seminoles.
The end of the first quarter, Andy.
Tickets
The end of the first quarter, score Monroe Central 7, River nothing.
A good football team works together, helping each other to do their best. A good insurance company works together too, showing you the best coverage for you and your family. FW Shoemaker Insurance Agency represents several companies, so you benefit from personally designed coverage. Talk to one of their agents today about life insurance and annuities. As they continue to look out for your future, FW Shoemaker will celebrate 100 years of service in 2003. The Seminoles and FW Shoemaker Insurance, 2 winning traditions.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford. What's the deal with Zone Ford?
Do Due to the huge response, Doane Ford Lincoln Mercury is extending its 41st anniversary sale. Doane needs to move its 2002s to make room for 2003s arriving daily. 0% financing for 60 months on most new models. The Doane Ford Lincoln Mercury anniversary sale all month long. Exit 208 off I-70, Morristown, Ohio.
I'm not buying till I check Doane Ford.
We're back to start the second quarter. Monroe Central will start at their own 50. Up the middle, Gordon for a gain of about 4.5.
They had him stacked up pretty well, but he just kept driving and got a couple extra yards out of that.
Yeah, Gabe, like I said, he worked hard in the offseason.
431, PA 48.
And he's able to lift weights, get stronger, and it shows there. Although a good surge by the offensive line as well.
2815. We have your name, but I don't want to say it, but I will. Your car needs to be moved. You're parked on the old back road. Followed by Rosen.
That's Eric Rosen up for a big stick on Wilson. I know Eric. They call him Cheeseburger down there in Powhatan. Big Cheeseburger Rosen, 235-pound senior. Does a nice job in there for the Pirates.
They have a brother play here a few years ago
Yes,
for
he
the
did.
Pirates. Oh, that one sailed on him, Andy.
Sure did. He knew as soon as he let go, Chuck. So, seemingly good drive. Come up short, bring it up 4th and 5. And sure we'd like to get our punter to pin the Pirates deep, which he has been doing a good job of lately and all season last year. Gordon in punt formation. We'll try to get that corner. It's going to stick right there.
Like it'd be about on the 11-yard line, Andy.
I'm not sure how them punters do it or just get lucky, but that ball hit about the 8. Got that backward rotation, just like a punter wants. You always teach your kids not to field the ball inside the 10, so the Pirates receiver got away from it, and the ball died right there, and the Pirates are pinned deep back in their own territory.
Warrington, the ball carrier. Shoemaker.
I think possibly if they could get a first down here, you'll possibly see River open it up a little bit and maybe start throwing the ball.
Right, that's one thing I'm sure Coach Nolly doesn't want to do is give us any gift turnovers. Play it safe. The defense is playing fairly well, able to stop us that last drive there. So they're having a little success running the ball, but you never know. Monroe Central defense, a lot of pressure on him early, but Rosnick able to slip up the middle with a few nifty moves and able to gain all 4 yards, bring up 3rd and 4. But when they guys spread out like that, Chuck, don't leave a lot of guys in the middle. But still, he's able to contain him there.
That's where you need good active defensive linemen when they run that. It's like a quarterback draw. They clear it out. And that's that double threat that Rosnick gives them. Batted down by Spielman.
Hands up. Got your big bat on the ball, like Coach Bates used to say. That's when you teach your defensive ends to contain and get your hands up.
Ball on the 16-yard line.
Spielman really taking over nicely for Aaron Cease, that defensive end.
Aaron Brown and Josh Leash back to the Seminoles.
Ishii this time, fielding it. Reverses his field. He's got some blocking coming this way. Oh, he run into his own player. If he bounces that outside, Andy, I believe he's going.
Yeah, pretty easy to see from up here, Chuck, how he ran into the back of Chris Yoho. And their pilot defender able to get enough on him, bring him down there to 30, but 20-yard return by Ishii. And excellent field position for the Monroe Central offense. And, you know, we only got 7-0 lead here, Chuck. And you want to get points on the board when you got these kind of starting field positions.
Yeah, you need to capitalize.
Quarterback draw all the way, I believe, Chuck.
Yeah, I believe it was. Excuse me, Andy. Yeah, I believe it was. And he needed to make a decision just a little bit quicker there. He saw the hole and wasn't quite sure and hesitated just long enough for him to get him from the backside.
But if you look down through our roster, George is our biggest starter on the field, and quarterback draw is going to be quite effective. We showed last week against Shady Side, put his head down in front of the Shady Side bench and run over a few Tigers. So he's definitely...
Well, pitch a little high, but Wilson brings it down. Yeah, but I'm not too sure you like to see your quarterback do that.
Right. Well, I think George, you know, he loves for moments like that where he can prove that he's a tough guy because he doesn't play defense. And a lot of times, you know, he don't get to show his aggressiveness because obviously we got a sound defense and we want to keep our quarterback healthy. And let's just face it, we're kind of unproven as far as the backup quarterback. Pressure on George there, showed his strength there. He did have a guy all over him, still was able to throw one down to Gordon, but a little bit low, and would have been a great play. That'll bring up 4th down about 4. Like we just got done saying, Chuck, we start on our 30, 3 plays later, we're on our 34. We've been on their side of the field this whole half so far, and still only a 7-0 lead, so let's give a little credit to the Pilot defense.
Yeah, they're playing quite well, and like I said earlier, I'm sure Coach Snively would have them ready, and Monroe Central can't afford a letdown because it's a very capable team.
That's right. Sometimes, you know, you get a big win, and a Shady Side might as well be one of our arch rivals because Coach McCoss is from Shady Side. It's always a big game for us early, and you never like to say that we're not ready to play football, but maybe we just don't have that fire like we had last week to open up the game. But then again, it's a good Pilot team, and you know, we start off early. We got a good score early, and but you know, 7 points is not good enough. This game is 4 quarters, and right now we're going to have to come up with something here on 4th down. Coach has got all kinds of plays in that playbook. I'm sure he called up Coach Briggs to see what he's seen. And, I wouldn't be surprised if they threw to Wilson right over the middle. Kind of that lazy drag pattern that we've seen.
That's Conrad dropped it. It was there, another well-thrown ball.
Conrad took his eye off the ball. As you know, he was just like you can see in the NFL. He wanted to run before he caught the ball, and that's a good example of that. He knows it. George had the ball on the money. He's a good receiver. Let's just go back and play some good defense here.
Ball back to fundamentals. They tell you to watch it all the way in. Wasn't Abbott. That looks to be good for a 1st down, Andy.
Yeah, a lot of times for Rosnick, the ball was a little high. Abbott, nice hands on the play, and that'll move the chains.
That was a well-thrown ball of Rosnick, too. There was traffic there, and he put that ball right where it had to be.
Rivers, I believe that's Rivers' only their second first down. 7:11 to go here in the second quarter. River seems like they got a little momentum. Crowd's starting to get a little bit louder. Shotgun formation. Little trap play there by River is their left guard come over and tried to trap, but nobody pulled on that. Seminole front line able to make the stop right there for about a 1-yard gain.
Yeah.
Second 9.
I think he's just trying to keep them honest. He doesn't want them teeing off, coming in too quick. That's complete to Huffman over there. Boy, he's not very big, but he's a tough little youngster.
Oh, yeah. You talk to River people down there. If they had 11 Huffmans, I don't think anybody would complain down there. Because find out around football, you can't measure boys, players like that to size because they got the big heart.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Big third and about 2.5. Just a quarterback sneak. Tried that earlier, was successful.
I don't believe he made it this time, Andy.
I believe he's about a yard short. If I'm a River fan, I'm thinking they surely got something better in their playbook than that. Got a little momentum. Boy, he got a good spot, didn't he, Chuck?
Got a real good spot. It didn't appear to be that close.
Boy, they was all bunched up there on the line of scrimmage. Boy, I don't know what River fans are booing about. Boy, that line must be crooked. Well, I think the line was crooked, but he's about 4 inches short, Chuck. Right here, you're right here in a direct line, Chuck, so you can definitely see that.
Yeah.
We'll see what River's got. They are in their own territory still. Their defense is playing quite well. So they're going to go ahead and gamble, but I'll tell you one thing, Chuck. Watching a loud count, trying to draw us offside.
You're exactly right, Andy. That's just what I was going to say. They need to kind of hold their water here, because that's what it's going to be, is a long count. I believe he got it that time.
Yeah, he did. They looked like they tried a hard count there at first, and then they went ahead and run the play. That official on this side, Chuck, is well over the. Oh yeah, that'll be a first down.
Gutsy call. Gutsy call.
That's a big-time gamble by the Pirate offense. They just lined up and said, "Hey, we're coming at you." 2 plays in a row, basically, and able to get enough yards for the first down.
And that can change momentum. Looked like they had him in the backfield, Andy, and he squirmed out of it.
Right.
Looks like he got about 2 or 3 yards out of it.
Well, that's feeling over there. I know you get excited and you see it like maybe a shorter route to the quarterback, so you slip inside. And yeah, you only got about 3 yards, but the defensive end has to be contained. He slips inside. Rosnick able to slip outside, what should have been probably a sack, able to get up yards upfield for about 3 yards.
Especially against a quarterback like Rosnick, your ends have to play it outside in.
Right.
They have to contain him inside where they can get some help.
Oh! You can see here early that River short passing game. Some people might call it the West Coast style of offense, you know, even though it's Monroe County. But basically, 5 7-yard routes. We've yet to see River really go downfield, but brings up a 3rd and 7. I said earlier, if 7 yards, let's throw for 7 yards. Not that I want them to get the first down, but I'd be looking for a longer route this time.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and I think he may be trying to bait us in on those short passes. I think he's going to go long here before very long. That nice pursuit. Oh, we got a penalty right here. I believe we're going to have roughing the quarterback possibly. A late hit.
Is that what it was, Chuck? I took my eye off it. Yep. Oh.
Well, you just can't afford penalties like that.
Did you see it, Chuck, or see who it was?
No. I just caught the tail end of it.
Up high or what? Talking to one of the guys up here. Looks like it's Miller in there late roughing the quarterback. Got to lay off, guys. He had to stop. I'll tell you what, Chuck, good teams don't make costly mistakes like that. And we're still a good team, but you hate to see that kind of things happen.
You're right. Now, like I said earlier, we can't afford a letdown. We need to continue to play at the level we were at. Like we got a reverse here with Whitlock. Looks like he got about 10 or 11 out of that.
That's Casey Whitlash. Really, Chuck, he lined up right at a wing, and he just took an end around. Quarterback turned around. He ended around for a big 13-yard gain, and Rivers pumped up. Got our defense reeling backwards.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Andy. You know, you get the first down up here on the quarterback sneak, and that changes the momentum a little bit. Then you get a costly penalty right here, and they're sky high. Pass is incomplete. Monroe Central needs to step it up here a little bit.
Right, they either need turnover, a big sack, or, just regroup right here. They did get a stop on first down. And settle down and play some good solid defense. About 3:16 to go in the half, Chuck, so I don't believe a time's a factor in this drive here, but keep an eye on that clock.
Time's not a factor, Andy, and I think Coach Snively had a pretty good game plan here in the first half. He's running the ball and taking time off the clock, keeping the ball out of Monroe Central's hand.
Right.
With the way they moved the ball last week and scored, he's wanting to keep his team right there in the game and give them a chance, and he's been successful at that.
I was going to say, it's only about 10 after 8, and we're winding down here to the end of the second quarter already, and we've only had the ball just a few times. Big 3rd down and 10 here, Chuck, but it's 4 down territory. Good coverage out there by Ishii. Wozniak, really no place to put the ball.
Yeah, Miller putting a little pressure on him there.
That's the best pass defense is pressure on the quarterback. Quarterback can't throw when he's on his back, so it all starts with a good pass rush. Now we'll see if Coach Snively's got something for 4th and 10. I'm not sure a draw play here would work, but we'll keep an eye for a draw or a screen. We got somebody must be lined up in a neutral zone right now. As we see a flag from the line judge. Yeah.
That's going to make it 4th and 15, Andy. Going to have to dig a little deep for something.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody evidently lined up in the neutral zone, and once you're set, we'll go ahead and blow that play dead there. The lineman got his head in neutral zone or something, but yeah, really a silly mistake. for an offensive lineman. Watch for a quick kick here, Chuck. He's going to go ahead and throw it. He's stepping up.
Pull it down. Good pressure. Michael Spillman coming in making a good play. He stayed outside that time until he knew.
Right. Yeah, he did an excellent job there. Looking downfield there, we had 7 black jerseys on 3 pilot receivers, and they were well covered. Rosnick knew where to throw the ball, and we got 2:59 left here in the first half. Plenty of time. 2 timeouts left. I'm sure Coach Acosta and the Knowles offense would like to get something going here right before half with only a 7-0 lead.
So the handoff to Gordon. I'll tell you, Rivers defense is playing tough up front.
Clock running here, Chuck. Second down, about 8. Good first half. George in a shotgun. Trips left. Oh. George just missed Ishii out there wide open around midfield. Looked like he thought maybe Ishii was going to take a step towards the sideline or something, but not able to connect there.
Looks to be that his passes are sailing a little high on him tonight for some reason. I don't know if he's throwing off the back foot or what exactly is going on.
Right.
187 and 70. We're still waiting on
Coming off a big week last week, I believe George had 5 touchdown passes. Really impressive game. Expected to be, like I said earlier, one of the better quarterbacks in the Ohio Valley this year.
Joris sacked that time. I'll tell you, Andy, I'm really impressed with Rivers' line play this year. They've improved 100%.
Oh, yeah, big number 76 in there. That's a big 300-pounder. Wesley Haslam. Big stick. 3 pilot linemen in on the play.
Tell you, Andy, Monroe Central is really letting them stick around in this ball game. The longer you leave them in it, the tougher it's going to be to finish them off.
Oh yeah, after a surprisingly easy first 7 points, here we are at the end of the second quarter. We're still only at 7-0 lead, and I'm telling you what, Chuck, I hate to say it, but sometimes our boys get that attitude where we score early. For some reason, the boys say, this was fairly easy, and there's a little bit of a letdown. And I'm not saying that's what happened, but sometimes I sense that's what might happen. And I can look down here at Coach Acosta right now, and he's got that pace about him, and he's not happy. He expects more. Good teams. This is a good team we got here. And, you know, every week we're expected to play well, and that's just the way it is around here, high expectations.
Yeah, and that's that inconsistency in that offense I was talking about earlier. And we had that last year, too. We had inconsistency in it. And I know he wants to get a little more consistent in what he's doing. There's a lot of football to be played yet this year.
Right.
And he doesn't want him to peak too early, but he needs to get some consistency going on offense.
Good point, Chuck. Right now, we still got a lot of time left. Rivers got 2 timeouts left. 1:50 left. Pretty good field position on their own 39, so they'll start there. They'll go twins left, twins right, or trips right. Nobody in the backfield except for Rosnick, a shotgun. Oh.
Well thrown ball, Andy. I think that was a case of somebody looking to run before he caught it
Right,
again.
that's Warrington. Should have had it. Rosnick, a nice play right at midfield, and we're lucky, really, that he wasn't able to hold on to that.
Monroe Central's defensive line needs to suck it up here. We need a big push. We need to get some pressure in there.
We're sort of in like a prevent 4-3. Our three linebackers are played way back. Now Tyler steps up, but
complete to Huffman. And he's a shifty little bird too. Done a nice job.
Homefield out downfield with a nice block on Miller, and yeah, you're right, Chuck. Shiftiness by Lucas Huffman. They'll bring it up third and about 7, or third and about 3.
Third down and 4.
Well, about 4, but clock is running. I'm sure they'll look for something in that short passing game to try to pick up this yardage. We got 4 receivers out to Rosnick's right. And he'll go left. Looks like he'll have a first down. Good catch over there, but by number 22.
Abbott.
Matt Abbott. But it's almost predictable, Chuck, when they spread that many guys over to one side and they go back to the weak side, or whatever you want to call it. A lot of teams will do that. But
yeah, and over to the weak side, that guy over there is in man coverage. He's left all alone. He's kind of left to hang out to dry over there.
Well, he's called that. He's out on an island. He's all by himself. And, you know, you got to play it safe. You got to break down, make a sure tackle, which he did. The ball was thrown low, but our pilot's able to get the first down and call a timeout. We'll have 56 seconds to go here with one timeout left to try to get something here before halftime.
4-2-1, 2-2-9.
I know, Andy, we get a little expectant out of these kids. Like you said, they're expected to win, and we see them the way they played last week and then come in this week, and people want to get down on them a little bit and think they're not playing well, but this River team's got a little bit to do with that. They played a good first half of ball.
Yeah, sometimes I'm a little bit critical myself, but you're right. There's 2 teams out there. And River definitely has something to do with the way the game's been going on tonight. He'll come back and start out first and 10 here. He trips right, twins left, Rosnick in the shotgun. Look for Warrington over the middle. He was open earlier, and there he is again.
It's to be batted down by T.J. Stevens, I believe.
I think so. But that's where they went there, Chuck. Nice play by TJ, but Warrington was open over the middle. Looks like our middle linebacker's going to have to hang right middle there because they're coming back out with that trip. For Quads with the wing.
I'm surprised.
Right.
I'm surprised they haven't thrown one deep, Andy. Look for him to try one here. Abbott on a go.
Nice call there, Chuck. As you said that, I watched a couple of receivers run that stop and go, and that's exactly what they come back with. Had 4 receivers to their right, went back left with just a streak play, and you get the number on that reception.
Abbott caught the pass. We had a receiver or a defender fall down over there. Rosnick rolling. He'll pull it down. We got good pursuit there. And I believe River's going to call their last timeout here, Andy. 23.4 seconds to go.
Okay, trying to make a few notes there, Chuck, as the game goes on. We got a 2nd and 8. big play by River there, and we come back with nice defensive play by stringing the play out, able to bring Rosling down after a 2-yard gain. Chuck, I've been watching that. Trips to one side, swims to the left. They're able to slip one of those 3 receivers across the middle, and as the defenders try to guess which guy's switching, they're going to have to switch themselves, because if the receiver gets inside of them and they break towards the post, he's got an open lane from the quarterback's arm. So the short side of the field, they're going to go just split left, split right, split backfield with Roderick in a shotgun, and really nothing there.
Oh, I'm not too sure on that one.
I tell you what, Chuck, from here, definitely the ball was uncatchable. I can't say if that's a rule anymore in high school. Could you tell me if that's a rule in high school anymore? The ball's not catchable.
I can't. It definitely wasn't. And I was just getting ready to point out to you before they run that, we were talking earlier about receivers not going far enough to get the first down. Well, they'll make sure they're beyond the sticks. 18 seconds left, or it was 23 with no timeouts, and he was beyond the sticks on that throw.
That'll be a first down.
That'll bring up the first and goal, Andy.
6-year set.
So we need a defensive stand here.
All right.
I believe he was looking for Abbott again.
I believe, but a black jersey didn't get the number on it. Is she? I'm able to break that play up. Nice defense by the Seminoles. Like we said earlier, Chuck, if the white jersey gets inside the Seminole defender, that's where the open lane from the quarterback is, unless we can get a defensive end line and get his hands up there. So 15 seconds to go. Sure they'll have to go to the end zone with no timeouts left. He'll roll right here. Good beat.
He goes back across. No.
Yeah.
Good call.
Got myself cheering a little bit up here, Chuck.
It's hard not to.
We've got a perfect angle where we've seen number 24. Or I'm not sure who it was in the end zone. Wide open as Rosnick looked back inside, but not able to get enough on the ball. Definitely trapped it. River fans off the playing.
Well, 3rd and 8. Nice play by Ishii.
Yeah!
He was going for Abbott again. That seems to be his favorite target.
No, I believe 4th down now, right now, Chuck. We've listened to the Denny down there, and he had it going the other way, but we still got one big play.
I think we're going to try a field goal, Andy.
Ishii right there on the stop. Nice, excellent defensive stop there. I wasn't out here early, Chuck. I don't know what kind of kicker Oldfield is.
Well, I didn't see him either, but you got the quarterback holding.
A 25-yard field goal attempt.
It's blocked. It's blocked by Miller, I believe.
That beat Danny Miller. In there easy. Hit him right in between the 8 and the 5.
I tell you, Andy, it was a good half of football. This River team come up here to play.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Chuck. Definitely got our $5 worth of one half. Seen excuse me there. Seen our offense get going early, and then the defense took over for the rest of the half. And we'll come back later after the Monroe Central band performs, but at the end of the first half, we got Monroe Central 7, River 0.
Dr. Jeffrey Snyder continues to meet your medical needs by offering full lab services and ultrasound, so you no longer have to travel 50 miles for these services. His office is also the only practice in Monroe County to offer Saturday hours till noon, plus extended evening hours Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday till 6:30. Dr. Snyder, Seidler, and nurse practitioner Carol Shoemaker are still accepting new patients. Appointments are encouraged, but walk-ins pure gasoline, diesel fuel, and kerosene, and they're pure Seminole fans. Join these marathon fans in their dining room for breakfast, lunch, supper, or snacks. Friday nights enjoy their new rotisserie chicken and ribs, plus steak and fish. The Hoffs invite you to follow the Seminoles throughout the football season. And follow the Noles to the marathon, because they know
This has the best food in town.
Elaine Ann's Cleaning Service provides full service from business to residential. We not only clean your carpets, but we also clean your upholstery. We offer pet odor removal, spot removal, and stain-resistant carpet protection. If you want the job done right the first time, promptly, and at reasonable prices, call Elaine Ann's Cleaning Service at 934-2240. We clean your carpet, not your wallet. At Respex Food Mart, we're proud of all we do. From our humble beginnings in 1926, we've grown to 6 stores throughout the Ohio Valley. We strive to combine that small-town friendliness with the buying power of the chain store to give you, our friends and customers, the best of both worlds. And we take pride in our community, its people, and their accomplishments. We're happy to support all of our county schools. We're proud of all we do at Respex. And Seminoles, we're proud of you. McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell strongly believe in supporting our kids, both in school and in extracurricular activities. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. They're happy to support our players, our cheerleaders, and our band. After the game, celebrate at McDonald's of Woodsfield, where we love to make you smile. McDonald's of Woodsfield is not just great food and lots of fun, it's a vital part of our community. Perla and Dell strongly believe in supporting our kids, both in school and in extracurricular activities. That's why McDonald's is proud to be the exclusive halftime sponsor for the Monroe Central Seminoles. They're happy to support our players, our cheerleaders, and our band. After the game, celebrate at McDonald's of Woodsfield, where we love to make you smile. The Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, home-owned and independently operated since 1933. Your community bank. Our officers, directors, and staff are dedicated to customer and community service. We reinvest your deposit dollars locally. So remember, banking with us is not only good for you, but it's good for your community. Citizens National Bank of Woodsfield, member FDIC, equal housing lender. County Birth to 3 is fun and free to pregnant women and families with children from birth to 3. We provide group activities where children learn to play together. Birth to 3 reaches out with a variety of services and information specific to each family's needs. Home visits emphasize child development, parent-child interaction, a developmental screening, and a newborn home visit conducted by a registered nurse. Call Monroe County Birth to 3 services at 472-0852. It's never too early to have a healthier, happier family.
I'm not buying till I checked on board. What's the deal with Zone Ford?
Due to the huge response, Doane Ford Lincoln Mercury is extending its 41st anniversary sale. Doane needs to move its 2002s to make room for 2003s arriving daily. 0% financing for 60 months on most new models. The Doane Ford Lincoln Mercury anniversary sale all month long. Exit 208 off I-70, Morristown, Ohio.
I'm not buying till I checked on board.
Okay, welcome back to the start of the second half. Nice ball game tonight, Chuck. Monroe Central up 7-0. Looking back to a few key plays in the first half. Has to be the opening drive. Relatively easy. About a 70-yard drive for the opening score. The point after is good. We stopped them 3 and out. They punt us, and we turned the ball over. Ever since that turnover, it's been a pretty even ball game. Good sound defense. Although late there in the second quarter, River able to mount a late drive, aided by the fact that we give them a 15-yard first down personal foul penalty. And really, Chuck, a big, strong defensive effort kept them out of the goal line. So George will kick it off. River will receive to start this second half. Let's get her started.
Huffman again. Looks like he got it up to the 20. Yeah, Andy, I would think Coach Snively would be more than pleased with the first half of football he got out of his club. Just an outstanding effort out of him. Monroe Central's got to pick it up here a little bit.
You're exactly right, Chuck. Good, strong defensive and offensive line play by the Pilots, able to pretty much stuff the Seminole offense after that first drive. I looked at the stats there at halftime. They're about even. I think we're ahead in total yards, 109 to 107. Both teams with 6 first downs. Rosnick 7 of 20 for about 60 yards, and George 3 of 8 for about 60 yards, and about even in passing, about even in rushing, and pretty much tells the story as it does on the scoreboard. I believe that's number
84 Whitlack, Andy. If he can't come back, that's going to be a big loss for the Pilots.
Right. I'm not sure what happened. I knew he took a pretty good shot. He looks a little woozy walking off, so keep an eye on him, and we hope he's fine. He is a big part of their offense.
stick in there. Couldn't quite see who that was. Wilson, I believe.
Tackled by Jobber and Wilson.
Wilson able to read that, able to step up. Nice linebacker play by Wilson. During camp, my brother Greg told me that Wilson by far out-hits, outworks, stands way above the rest when it comes to just a defensive stud, and he showed there what kind of hitter he is.
Yes, he did. Dave Gordon with good coverage, come up and stop that.
Tackled by Dave Gordon.
Yeah, really not much here, Chuck. He's upfield for only about a 2-yard gain, possibly, maybe just one. Brings up third.
80 yard on the play, third down and 9.
Third down about 9. We talked there at halftime how we're going to pick one of those off, Chuck, and that's what we need to get a little breathing room here. But right now, a big third down play. We got to have a stop. We got to have a 3 and out. And the key right here is pressure on the quarterback.
They should have had him there in the backfield.
Oh, yeah!
Nice pick. Adam Conrad with an excellent
Conrad, yeah! I was about ready to say, Chuck, where's the defensive end? He's rolling back left, no black jerseys. Rosnick decided to let it go. I thought for a minute the kid was open, but Conrad showed his speed.
And Michael Spillman done a nice job containing him over there on the far side. Hand off to Wilson at 15.
Tackled by Rosen.
Big cheeseburger Rosen in there with the tackle. Good, excellent kid.
Shot through there quick.
Also on the play, second down and 12.
You got to root for a guy named Cheeseburger, don't you, Chuck?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I know his father and I know his brother, and they're good people.
18-7.
A little bit low out there to Conrad. Conrad able to scoop it up for a nice, about 7-yard gain. George with plenty of time and threw it right out there to him and bring up about third and about 5.
Yeah, Michael done a nice job on that. Took his time and got it off. I think maybe he might have tried to overcorrect. He was sailing high in the first half. And he throws that one a little low.
Tell you what, Chuck, you're on top of things out here. That's definitely what happened there. Come on, George. Yeah. Something we hadn't seen there, Chuck. A fake draw to Gabe Gordon, and then George keeps and then runs the left side. And he'll be upfield close to a first down.
I believe he got a first down on that.
Oh, yeah.
Andy made it far enough for the first down.
So Monroe Central driving early. I'm sure Coach got them fired up at halftime. Come out with a big defensive stand, 3 and out, and here we are driving down to the 27-yard line.
You know how in motion, we got the quick toss to Wilson. He cuts that, they made a nice cut on that. And it looks like he got about 8 or 9 more. He cuts the ball up real well. Reads his blocks and cuts it up.
Right. Gordon out there, lead blocker. And Wilson's come to be able to read Gordon's block, like you said, and cut that play up. And Gordon does a nice job leading upfield. We talked earlier about how good it is to be in a 2nd down and 2 situation. Yeah, that's the case here.
Gives you so much more you can do. I'm telling you though, Andy, I'm still impressed with Rivers' line.
Oh, yeah.
They're just a tremendous improvement over from last year, and I think they got a line coach back. Coach Fry come back this year and done a nice job with them.
Yeah, you and I both know Coach Fry well, and he's an old school type of line coach. You know, hard work, disciplined, you know, line play. Just play your gap, and good things will happen. And that's, you got 11 guys thinking like that, and that makes a good defense.
And that's where the ball game's played.
Right down in the trenches there. But saying that, they didn't pick up enough for first down. Just a quick little trap play up the middle. Be 1st and 10 down inside the 17-yard line. 7:46 to play. This quarter here is moving right along.
Monroe needs to punch this in because they need a little bit of a cushion. Because Rivers just a play away from breaking one.
We talked about Wilson cutting her back. Sometimes I know you got to get what you got to get. And yeah, 4 yards, 3/4 is a first down. Sometimes I'd like to see him use his speed and take it outside more, but you know, he's an all OVAC type of running back, so I'm not going to doubt what he does, and he's a good one.
Yeah, for the most part, he makes good decisions.
That time Harry had to cut her back.
Yes, he did. I believe he got inside the 10 on that.
You know, sitting up here, Chuck, you know, we can quick toss right, quick toss left, quick trap right, quick trap left, power right, power left. It seems that Rivers catching on there. But, you know, Coach Sirkos's philosophy is our 11 is better than your 11, no matter if you know if we'll run the play or not. But right now, Rivers' defense is hanging right in there.
I've seen him do that a lot, Andy, and he's a master at setting you up. Eventually, he's going to give you that look, and he's going to hit you with something else. There's a nice
and it's
picked off. Big number 76 in there, Andy. Just took it away from Michael, I believe.
Big 76, that's that big 300-pound Haslam. Second big play of the night for Haslam. Had a quarterback sack earlier. And somebody batted that ball, and he gobbled that thing right up. And big defensive play for the Pilots. Just what they needed, just what we didn't need. But keep our heads up. Our goal right now is 3 and out.
Rosny going left. That's Joe Michael Spielman on a sack. Wilson in there with him.
Wilson and Gordon on the tackle.
So after the big turnover there, a loss of about 7 yards. Chuck, defense coming out really strong here in the second half. Chuck, we hadn't seen a draw or screen all night from the Pilots. We might be ready for something like that.
That's close to a safety, Andy. That's 2 big defensive plays back to back.
Wilson with some type of go game. River not able to pick him up, and in there, where is that? Down inside the 3,
got it it's on about the 3. I think they got a pretty generous spot out of that.
Third down and 27.
Big time players make big time play, Chuck, and that's what happened there at Wilson. Rosnick just up the middle, just playing it safe.
Looks like River's going to have to punt out of their own end zone.
So seemingly, River gets the momentum back, and defense steps up, run 3 plays, and for minus 17 yards, and they're back. And they'll be punting from their end zone, and now's a good time for Brown Dog or Ishii
Yeah, you're right,
First
Andy.
of all, make the catch.
Excuse me.
For good return.
You're right, Andy. You know, we've done real well in return yardage on our kicking game, both sides of it this year.
And we have a timeout.
Now would be a good time to break one.
So I believe Monroe Central called timeout. Didn't seem like they had the right personnel on the field. Situation like this, Chuck. You know, sometimes you think, well, let's send the block, put the punt block on. Then sometimes you think, well, let's get the ball in good field position, not have to worry about roughing the punter call. So it looked like right there, maybe they was wanting to do a punt block, or maybe not. But they didn't have the right personnel on the field. And I see Coach Greg Shoemaker down there. He's a special teams coach and trying to get the right guys in there right now.
I think I'd almost try to set up a return because you're going to have good field position. And like you say, you take that chance of roughing the punter.
Yeah, when you're coaching 17, 18-year-old kids, they're so aggressive. That ball just goes between your hands and you rough the kicker, and then the big defensive series is all for naught.
Down on the 29, Andy. So we got good field position out of it. So the turnover doesn't seem to hurt us too bad here.
I can remember second quarter, Chuck. We started right there in about that same 30-yard line.
On the 29.
And wasn't able to punch it in for anything. 4:02 left here in the third quarter.
Makes you wonder, it's the same kids. They woke up on that defensive series right there. Maybe they'll wake up on this offensive series and punch one in here.
Nothing fancy up there, Chuck. Just pull back up the middle.
And a good push.
That's right, good offensive line surge. Not sure what they call those plays now, but just like a plain old 13, a pull back up the middle, or a 24 or 23, I mean, up the 3 hole, but
just a straight dive play.
Right.
And get your line to get the push for you. They done a nice job on that. Looks like they got about 6 out of it.
yeah,
Breaks one.
Oh, we
got
got
a
late
flag
flag.
here.
We'll see what we got here, Chuck. We got
I believe we're going to have a hold on Monroe Central.
I said it the first week of the season, Chuck. I can't
And it looks like it's coming.
remember this group of kids making so many crucial mistakes at costly times over the last 2-3 years. Touchdowns being called back, big penalties, calling back big plays. Not sure what they got or who they got, but the umpire threw the flag way before he crossed the end zone, so he definitely saw something.
Yeah,
Just a counter play where he fakes Gabe, and then
that's just what I was getting ready to say, Andy. It's a shame that it was wasted because it was set up on the play before with Gabe when he handed it to him, and then he faked it to him that time. Faked it to him that time and slid on out and handed it to Wilson.
Incomplete. Intended for Conrad.
I believe that was getting back to that holding call, Chuck. That's our belly series where they faked to the fullback and then hand to our running back. But like you said, we set it up to play before. A costly mistake. 3rd and 9. I'd guess it'd be 4-down territory down here, Chuck. So let's see if we can get half of it or most of it here. But good pressure in there. He'll be sacked. 55 in there for the Pirates.
59.
59.
Quarterback. For a loss on the play.
Carroll,
Yeah.
Chris Carroll.
back to the 33-yard line. There will be 4th down 15.
I believe we're going to punt here, Andy, and possibly try to pin them down here.
Well, where our defense has been playing, Chuck, I can't hardly disagree with this.
Die, ball, die.
Oh,
Nice job by John Michael Spielman. Get down there and knock that ball back out of the end zone before it got in. I believe they have it down there on about the 2-yard line, Andy.
Oh, yeah, great hustle. I don't know who snapped that ball. Spielman's long snapper on that.
I'm not sure if he long snaps or not.
Usually your long snapper can release. And anyway, Spielman was down there to get down there and hustle down there and get that ball batted back and pin him down at the 3-yard line.
That was a great effort out of him. He could have given up on that play early because it looked as though it was going to go in the end zone. It took the big hop, but he just stayed with it and got there in time to knock it back out.
Coach Snively being fairly conservative, just a straight dive up the middle for only about a 2-yard gain. With only down 7 points, he really is not forced to put the ball in the air right now, especially the way his defense is playing. But I'm sure that their type of offense, the short passing game, is really not, that high of a tendency for a turnover. But we've been close all night.
With it only 7-0, he'll be very patient. He'll not force anything just yet. And he can afford to be patient.
Pass intended for Whitlash.
There's Whitlash back in the game. Not sure when he came back, but he was knocked a little bit woozy there at the start of the third quarter, but looks fine now, and glad he's all right, and I'm sure the Pilot fans are glad to see him back in there. Brings up another, like we keep saying, key 3rd down play for the Seminole defense. They're in like a 4-4 defense. Sort of backed off.
He's going to pull
Still
it
getting
down.
plenty of pressure.
I'll tell you, the front 3 or 4 there just played that exceptionally well. Stayed at home and waited on it.
Tell you what, I can't remember. We got a nice group of kids, but usually our secondary's been suspect, over the years. But this has to go down in Woodsfield, Monroe Central history as our best secondary with the speed, the athletes, just the flat-out good football players that we can put against opposing teams' receivers and shut them down, because a lot of these sacks are coverage sacks.
Ishii going to return this one. He got a good block there from Miller. Cut it back nice. He's down inside the 20, Andy. A nice return.
Yeah. We talked about Ishii's touches there earlier. He got one there in the first quarter, and he's definitely exciting when he does get the ball. I'll tell you what, our special teams have always been strong out here, and these guys don't rest on special teams. You see some of the biggest hits of the game on special teams, and right there we've seen a couple more. Chuck, we said this a few minutes ago. When you get the ball this close, you got to make something happen. We start our last drive from the 30, and we end up punting from our 32. Now we just got to get something going, and that's just...
Yeah, you're right, Andy. We need to get some points on the board, because the longer you let them stick around, like I said, the tougher it's going to be to put them away. And this is a very capable team we're up against.
Nothing up there. That's Wilson just up the middle.
Second down and 9, ball on the 17.
Chuck, you said earlier about Coach is a master of setting teams up. I've got to believe that he's up to something right now. I've had a lot of inside the tackle stuff. Or that belly series. He'll come out in a shotgun this play here. We'll watch for that fullback draw or quarterback draw.
Quarterback draw, yeah.
Gordon, ball carrier.
River was thinking the exact same thing as us, Chuck.
Yes, they were.
And big number. Does that Haslam again in there? No,
Carroll.
Carroll in there. Carroll in there with the big defensive stop.
He's played a nice ball game.
Oh, yeah. So, that'll be the end of the third quarter. Monroe Central still with only a 7-0 lead over the visiting Pirates.
From a deck to a complete house, Woodsfield True Value has the lumber and building materials for contractors or do-it-yourselfers. Before you go out of town, bring your plans into Troy and Mike for a free estimate. We think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Delivery is available for your project materials too. From lumber and siding to shingles, windows, insulation, and cabinets, Woodsfield True Value is your source for building materials and building packages. So give Troy or Mike a call today at Woodsfield True Value.
Credit Union, what do you want out of life?
Maybe you're thinking about home improvements or a great vacation. And what about financing your child's education or consolidating your bills? A home equity line of credit from Ormet Credit Union may be your answer.
Hey, Ormet Credit Union, what do you want out of life?
She'll tell us. Probably back on now. Okay.
Welcome back. We're in the fourth quarter. Seminoles leading 7-0. George comes from the shotgun, takes a snap. He's got Ishii open. He's down to about the 1. We were talking earlier, Lance, about this young man earlier in the game. It's been a little quiet so far this year, but he's definitely stepped it up a notch tonight.
Right, Chuck, but you just called me Lance.
Sorry.
Chuck, looks like about the same play as they run there in the first quarter. You just talked about Ishii getting more touches during the first quarter in that same pattern out in the flat, and that's exactly what happened that time, down inside the 1. I thought it meant they was going to give it to him, but hopefully we can.
That'd be Wilson. He gets that one in. It's a good start to the fourth quarter. And I'll tell you, Andy, I'm surprised that the score is where it's at. I'm really impressed with this River Ball Club, a very improved ball club over last year.
Yeah, but how many times has the Pilot defense been put on the field with the Central offense down inside their 30-yard line? I mean, you're asking a lot out of your defense to keep coming in, shutting them down. And finally, after 3 possessions inside the 30, Monroe Central were able to get something on the board here in the second half.
Well, that gives Monroe a little cushion. Tell you, Andy, I think you'll see Coach Snively open it up a little bit now. Maybe take a little deeper route on those pass plays.
Well, for the first time this half, River stands to at least, start the offensive series, at least outside the 20-yard line, unless our kickoff coverage gets down there and makes another great play. But, they've been pinned down inside their 10-yard line the last 2 times they had the ball.
Yeah, just about the whole third quarter.
That's right. George waiting for a whistle. Not able to get much on that. That'll be a penalty, Chuck, and I believe that he'll start on their 35 or 40-yard line. So really a costly mistake by our kicker, even though you think, well, no big deal. Looks like they'll set the stake here at the 30. So not quite as bad as what I originally thought. Well, okay, 35 now. So really, River will start out with decent field position after, George consistently putting him down inside the 5, and then he must have hit it off the side of his foot, Chuck, and not able to get anything on that.
Yeah, that's the only bad kick I've seen him kick this year.
That's right.
He's been pretty consistent. But the defense has been playing well. Rosnick trying to hit, I believe that's Abbott over there.
Pass intended for Abbott. Incomplete. Second down.
Give Dink Sherman a little credit here, Chuck. He's a defense coordinator, putting a good game plan together, especially against an offense that shows a lot of trips, twins, and even quads at times.
Yeah, this offense could give a defensive coordinator nightmares. T.J. Stevens batted that one down. I believe that's the second one he's batted down tonight.
Yeah, T.J. Not able to get a lot of pressure, but able to read the quarterback, and when he gets in his throwing motion, able to get his hands up.
He just almost caught that.
Oh yeah, Rosnick showed what kind of arm he had there. I kept an eye back on Rosnick just to keep an eye on for late personal foul. Somebody gave a shot in the back here unnecessarily, and yeah, he got away with it, but you got to learn just to stay away from him after he releases the ball there. But as we say that, that's 4th and 10. Good defensive series by the Seminoles. An excellent defensive series, not giving up a yard. We'll get the ball back in pretty good field position.
Brown returning for about 2 yards.
Chuck, last year at times we've seen our punt returners let that ball hit and roll. I can't tell you how important it is for a receiver to step up, make the catch in traffic, and really keep your field position.
Yeah, last year it put us in the hole several times. Seemed like the bounce always went against us.
But it's a tough job out there. All that traffic, the pressure's on you. You got to make the catch, and sometimes the kids think, well, if I get away from it, the pressure's off. But
it looks easy from up here.
That's right. Ludy and I believe that's Huffman on the tackle there on Gordon.
On the tackle.
Not much again for Gabe Gordon.
Pick up ball 3 yards on the play, second down and 7.
I don't believe Monroe Central's thrown a deep ball yet tonight, have they, Andy?
No, I watched Josh Ishii there in that scrimmage. Somebody said he scored nothing going there. Somebody told me he had around 10 touchdowns in that. I don't know what they had down there around Belpre or Marietta. They had a bunch of teams come in for a passing scrimmage, and boy, nobody can catch him down there. And we've yet to see Ishii just use his flat-out speed, just one-on-one. And George just to lay it out there for him to go get. And if I'm Monroe Central, I'd try that 2 or 3 times a night.
Yeah, I believe I would too, with the athletes that you have. And just as we say that, George is going to tuck this one and go with it.
Oh yeah!
He literally run over Huffman. And that puts him up very close to a first down. But I don't believe he's got it.
We talked about Shores putting his head down there last week and earlier tonight. Just ran over Huffman, but in all the excitement, we lost track of the fact that he came up a little bit short of the first down, so we'll have to punt the ball away. So really another good stand by the River defense.
Yeah, and they've been on the field an awful lot this second half. Dave gets a good kick off. Huffman's going. A tough little cookie, Andy. That's two good shots he's took back to back.
Yeah, he's a good one. So with 9:28 to go, River will have another chance. Still plenty of time left, but I got to think right now, Chuck, that River will have to get something going, seeing how they're 2 scores down. You know, with 9 minutes to go, if they're going to be able to make a comeback tonight.
Yeah, I would say you're right, and I think we need to look for Rosnick to take off a little quicker if the pass is not there. Not be so patient. And there's a nice throw to Abbott.
Abbott able to slip downfield. Perfect pass by Rosnick.
Like the 49-yard line, first and 10.
There was something there, Andy, that we haven't seen too much this year. He got behind the defenders, and that's not happened very often this year. So Rosnick brings him up again. He's got trips to the left. Another one batted down. John Michael Spielman bats that one down.
I'll tell you what, Chuck, I can't remember. I think that's 4 or 5 batted balls tonight. Spielman goes about 6'2", I believe. These guys getting their hands up, able to read the quarterback and making some big plays.
Yeah, they're playing it the way they're taught. That's the way you teach them. This could be a sack.
Oh, man.
Nice catch. Real nice catch.
Boy, Rosnick able to just get rid of that ball down right in front of the River bench, down the field for 20 yards to Whitlash. And man, just as you say, we got him where we want him. He shows what kind of arm he's got. On target, Whitlash able to bring it in, and River senses that right now they need to make something happen, and they're moving right down on the field here.
That looked like a sure sack, Andy.
Whitlash again on the catch.
Oh, he got. I believe he's going to be all right, but yeah, he got his back wrenched back a little bit. But you know what, Chuck? They got us back on our heels. They got us guessing a little bit. You know, we play strong defense. And you see it all the time in college and the pros. You know, you've been stopping them all night, and then all of a sudden they get something clicking, and you wonder why. And I really can't tell you why. Maybe it's time for a defensive timeout here, but we're going to go ahead and play ball here. Second 7.
I think sometimes you try to give a little cushion on those pass plays to be safe.
Yeah!
That's picked by Ishii. He's going to return it.
Oh, they called a flag. A lot of cheering going up here, Chuck. Ishii with a pick. Just talked about what kind of athletes we got back here. Big return on the play. The block looked good to me, Chuck. The flag come in late after the initial referee didn't call anything.
Well, you're right, and what's bad about that, Andy, is that block is 20 yards behind the play. I know you teach your kids to be aggressive and put a hat on somebody, but that one you got to kind of let go. That's 15 or 20 yards behind the play.
You're saying the Monroe Central ought to let the guy go, right? Yeah. I see it more than ever that a guy wants to, I don't know, make the highlight film or something. It's a little bit close. Anytime you can see the guy's number on the back of his shirt, just stay away from him. Even though you could get a shot on the side of the shoulder pad, more time than not, they're probably going to call you for a clip. But regardless of the penalty, Chuck, we got the turnover. We're kind of pinned down deep. I wouldn't look anything fancy here. It's our power game, full house backfield, our belly series. And that'll be Wilson upfield, about a 4-yard gain.
Oh, you're right. We got a turnover there right when we needed it because there's plenty of time left in this ball game, and if they punch one in there and get a big momentum lift, they're right back in this thing.
Well, they showed right there they moved the ball about 40 yards in about a minute, and they was well on their way to a nice drive there. And really, maybe they got away from their playing too much. Ishi's left out there on the island. He makes a big play, but you said all night Snively was being patient. Then all of a sudden he wanted it, but they wore down 14.
There's a nice run by Wilson. Yeah, and that last drive, he deepened his patterns up a little bit. We've been throwing short all night. He lengthened them out and got some big plays out of it.
Now, Chuck, we talked about signs of a good team. This right now is a sign of a good team. The offensive line says, hey, run my hole. We're going to block for you, and we're going to run the clock out. Big first down there, and once again, we'll go to the full house backfield and look for our belly series or just our isolation series. Not just our belly, too.
Yeah, it's right here in the fourth quarter is where it pays off. The lifting that these kids done all winter. They went in all winter before they went to school and lifted. I've seen several of them over here at the station when I'd be on my way to work in the morning. They'd been in here lifting, and they've been out here and worked hard all summer to get in shape, and this is where it's going to pay off. Now is the time to take control, and like you say, it's just a mark of a good team.
That's right.
And 7. All on 28.
River able to contain those quick tosses for the most part all night, and once again able to pretty much contain Wilson for a 3-yard gain, bring up about 3rd and about 4. And River still right in this game with still a lot of time left. So Monroe Central,
3rd down and 3.
Like to come up with the first down here. Coach will yell a play in, and I'm not sure what I'd run here, Chuck, but.
Well, you're right about the quick tosses. It looks like it's open and it's going to go big, but they close so quick on the ball. They've done a real good job of handling that, shutting it down. There's another big surge. The defensive line just won that surge.
Pretty predictable, Chuck. We was tight. We had a full house backfield, a little counter play, but River not pulled it all right in there. Coach thinking, hey, we got the defense. We got a 14-point lead. Don't want to make a mistake with a batted ball. And we'll go ahead and punt the ball away.
Need a good snap here.
See if you can see who's snapping in there, Chuck. I can't see from here. That is Spielman.
I believe it is Spielman. Uh, 44.
You're right, Chuck. That snapper only gets his name called whenever there's a bad snap. So let's give him a little mention now for his good snaps.
It's not an easy job.
River will start out right there at their 45-yard line. 4 minutes, 38 seconds to go. All 3 timeouts left. I'm sure the ball's going to go in the air, although they're pretty tight right now. Big old field out in the flat there.
Who's that come up? Somebody come up real nice and made a stick on it. That's Wilson.
Right, they got a flag over on the play. Oh.
face mask against Monroe Central.
I think you heard the fans groan there, Chuck.
Boys, we just don't need that right now.
Usually a 5-yard face mask is accidental, but when you get called for a 15-yard personal foul face mask, somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing. And this late in a big ball game, you got to use your head. You got to think about the team. And I don't know who they called it on, but after a nice stop there for a short game,
I'm sure the coaching staff will find out who it was called on.
That's right.
Like you said, you don't need that right now, and there's still plenty of time left in this game. If River can get a quick score.
Another batted ball by Spielman, I believe. Sometimes you think about them batted balls, Chuck. Sometimes I say, well, if you're standing up, putting your hands up, you're not rushing the quarterback. Or, you're just containing. And I got to believe that's what Spielman's doing. He's just playing contain and getting his hands up.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And I think TJ has been doing the same thing tonight, because I noticed earlier in the year, TJ was wanting to take a side, and they were running to that hole on us. And they've got him playing under control now. He's staying in his hole. He's plugging it.
That's a good point,
Chuck. Done a nice job.
You look over tonight's stats, and you think, well, Rosick's getting a lot of completions there, but a 3-yard gain this late in the ball game, you'll give him 3-yard gains up for the rest of the evening. It's not what River's looking for tonight.
Yeah.
All right.
Spielman and TJ Stevens in there again.
Big time play by TJ, and Schauber with the initial pressure to make him step up. And looked like for a second there he just had enough room to get through, but shows his speed. We're undersized. We've been undersized all last year, and we'll be undersized all this year, but you look at guys like Schauber, Spielman, TJ's about 200 pounds, but the quickness is going to make up. Screen, that's a screen, Chuck.
Your screen.
Nobody there. I don't even see a back in the picture, Chuck.
I don't either, but I see a big old lineman carrying the ball out there.
Well, we've been waiting for it all night. I probably would have used it a little bit sooner than this, but definitely some kind of mix-up. Monroe Central will take over on downs. Get a few first downs here, Chuck. Even though River's got some timeouts, we can pretty much run the clock out. Just nothing fancy, just power football. Try to run this clock out.
Yeah, that's all they need to do. Pick up 1 or 2 first downs here, and I think they can come out of here with another win, but they definitely know they've been in a ball game.
Oh, yeah. You'd like to put a microphone down there sometime, Chuck, and it's good hitting, hard hitting ball game, and people don't realize what kind of hitting goes on.
Yeah, you're right, Andy. That's one thing about the kids in this county, and the kids on the other side of the county over here are the same way. Especially in this ball game when they play each other, they'll put a hat on you.
Oh, yeah.
There's some hitting goes on.
And all except for this week, Chuck, I'm rooting for River every other week of the season.
You're right. You're right. You like to see the county teams do well.
Yeah, my wife's from River. So where are we at here, Chuck?
We got a timeout by River.
They're in about 13. River will take their first time out.
You know, I'm sure people are going to say that we didn't play well, but if you look at it, so many of those running plays looked like they were going to go. The quick tosses was open, and River just closed so quick on them to close them down. And some of the other teams that's not quite as quick, those go big. they don't get there in time to shut them down.
We got spoiled last year, Chuck, 'cause we sat up here and we watched so many big plays. You know, we're talking 50, 60, 70-yard plays. You just gobbling up huge chunks of yards in no time at all. And then when you got a 14-0, just, you know, power football type of game, you think, well, we wasn't ready to play or we didn't play that well. Well, the fact still remains is we got a shutout, Chuck. There's still a minute 59 to go here, but, you know, I think we've become accustomed to just expecting a little bit too much out of these guys, and I don't know if that's fair or not. But let's try to finish out this 159.
That's kind of easy to do, to get accustomed to it, but I can tell you, for both teams, every kid's left it on the field. They'll not take anything home with them.
But River will get the ball back. Every time we talk about running the clock out, River just seems just to hang in there. And I don't want to jinx us or anything, but they did have a couple late scores last week with a blocked punt, I believe, Chuck. So
yeah, and I believe an intercepted pass.
Right. So right now, you got to have a good snap. It all starts with a snap, and you got to have good blocking, and then of course got to go down and make the play. But if I'm River, I'm probably sending 10 guys and putting a lot of heat on it.
Yeah, and I'm sure River's kids will be talking to this long snapper, telling him not to botch it.
Right. Yeah, all part of the game within the game that goes on inside the trenches, and that's why you got to love football, because you can't, there's nothing like being out there on the field.
You're exactly right, and for the people that's not been out there, you know what goes on in those trenches. You've been in those trenches, and there's a game within the game that goes on there.
Key right here, Chuck, is you always block the man to your inside, because the outside man has the longest route to the punter. So they got 9 men up on the line of scrimmage, and he'll get it off. Nice kick by Gordon. Spillman down early.
Oh!
You got hit in the back here, Chuck.
Yeah.
Plus he made a tackle, I believe, didn't he?
Yeah, we saw someone come up and from the outside in on that, but we saw it coming, but I don't think John Michael did.
Right.
And those kind of hurt.
Oh yeah, when you especially in the back, you don't have a lot of pads back here. Really a bad mistake by River. Like you said, he clipped the guy right where he got tackled. So it's not like his clip sprung him. So it's just a bad deal all the way around.
Yeah, and that's a kid trying to make a play, trying to make something happen. And like we were talking about earlier, that one was right there at the ball. The one we had earlier was 10 to 15 yards behind the ball. Those are the ones you need to let go. And like you said, though, if you can see the numbers on the back, you got to kind of pull up on that. Good defense. Good defense. Again, that's a 3-yard pass.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure what the strategy was there, Chuck. Unless they're trying to set up some kind of a hook and lateral play where they throw short, but it's not been there all night. It wasn't there. It wasn't there that time, I should say, but they seem to get away from their quads. They're trying to slip some guys down the middle of the field here, I'm sure. Still not much yardage on that completion.
It looks like it's going deep, but they're really not getting a lot out of it.
Yeah.
What did he get about 4 on that?
Ball.
Another batted ball, Andy.
Yep, been doing it all night.
This defensive line has just played outstanding tonight. I can't ever remember seeing that many batted balls.
Working on 2 shutouts. What was the score of the first game? 20-7. Okay. Basically, let's give the first team defense a shutout last week because they scored on our second teamers, I believe.
Yeah.
And with a 4th down and 3, with only 34 seconds to go. defense teams have left off where they did last season.
Complete the Abbott for a first down. You know. Makes you wonder why he wasn't throwing that earlier tonight.
Yeah, it's not real hard, Chuck. Even you and I can figure that out. And it just makes perfect sense to go down the field, and we just hadn't seen much of it all night.
Almost another catch.
I was going to say, I spoke about a shutout there about 30 seconds ago. I get a little bit ahead of myself at times. Good pressure again on Rosnick by our defensive ends. Been playing that 4-3, 4-4 all night. Pretty much the perfect defense against a spread offense like that, especially when you got the athletes we got.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've got to have some good active linemen when you run that style of defense, because they got to be able to fill down. Oh. Nice play, real nice play.
Can't say enough about our pass coverage all night. One big play we gave up because the issue slipped, but other than that, short passing game, we've been right there all night. I think we picked off two. Issue had one, and Conrad had one.
Yeah.
Good pressure on the quarterback all night. And, you know, looking down through our schedule, Rosnick will be one of the better quarterbacks we'll face all year, but there'll be some others. But this is a good test for our secondary.
Yes, and I'd like to see River bounce back next week, get back in the win column, and they certainly have nothing to be ashamed of here tonight.
That's right, still running hard, like you can see right there on that play. He'll stop the clock to mark the first down, and I don't know if River will call a timeout and try and run their play or not, but yeah, River will use their last timeout just to see if they can take one last shot to at least get on the board here. So not many of us tonight, believed it would come down to the fourth quarter to decide if this game was won or not. But River showed that they're a team to be reckoned with all year, and they play a tough schedule. I've seen some Martins Ferry scouts here. They got Ferry on their schedule and already beat a good Magnolia team. And
yeah, you're right, Andy. Certainly surprised me. I didn't think it would be this close. Definitely an improved ball club.
Well, Chuck, both our defensive ends meet at the quarterback. Danny Miller and John Michael Spielman, just a perfect contain and rush and sandwiched him there. And I don't know if they gave him an incomplete pass, but
I'll tell you, you really got to hand it to Monroe Central's defensive ends tonight, because they kept him inside. They contained him inside to where if he did take off, they had to help there to get him down.
That'll do it. Monroe Central defense with another strong defensive effort. Another big shutout. Offense just doing enough to get the job done against a good River Pilot defense. Kind of review of the game here, Chuck. We get the ball to start the game. Opening drive about 70 yards with a little bit of a mix of a run and a pass. And then I believe it's Wilson going in from about 3 yards out for our first score. And then we go 3 and out on defense, and we get the punt. And I believe we had a mishandled, or we fumbled the punt. River were able to get on it, and from that point on, all the way to the end of the third quarter, it's just a good, solid defensive ball game.
Yes, it was, and River definitely come up to play ball tonight, and Monroe Central played well. It was a beautiful evening for football, and it was a well-played game. You got to hand it to both clubs, and both teams left it all on the field. It's a hard-fought ball game.
So that'll about wrap up this week's game. Next week we'll be entertaining the Caldwell Redskins right here at home at 7:30. I'm not sure what Caldwell's got this year, but I'm sure we'll prepare and get ready. And when you're 3-0, Chuck, every week is the biggest week of the season. So you got to prepare next week just the same as you did this week, because you got to keep this thing going. So every next game is the biggest week of the season.
You're right, Andy. You can't afford any letdown, because every team that you're coming up against is going to play the best game that they're going to play that year, because they want to try to knock you off. And Coach Acosta preaches that to these kids weekly, and he does an outstanding job with them.
So a final wrap here tonight from Monroe Memorial Park. It's the Monroe Central Seminoles 14, River Pod 0. Thank you from Andy Shoemaker and Chuck Roberts. See you next week.